Shalom, brothers and sisters, children of Israel, the chosen of the Most High, giving thanks and praise unto the Most High for yet another day. And I wanted to bring some information to my brothers and sisters concerning our responsibility during this day and time. Many times in reading the scripture, we're reading about things that have taken place already, and in other cases, things that are yet to take place. And we speak about it in a futuristic sense. But we have to be aware that we are now living in the time of judgment on the nations. It is no longer certain prophecies about the future are virtually no longer a future situation, because we're living in that day and time right now. And there are things that we need to do. One of the things that we need to do as individuals and as a people is repent. Seek Yahowah's face. Return to the Most High in spirit and in truth. In all of our actions and our thoughts and our deeds. That's one thing. The other thing that we need to do is to prepare. And a lot of my people are under the impression that preparation is a defiance or a lack of faith in the Most High, because why am I preparing? The Most High's got me. No, it doesn't work that way. The Most High gives you a warning for a particular reason, not to sit on our laurels and just have faith and not do anything. You see, for instance, it's like about Joseph. You know, he could have had all the faith he wanted from his dream. He knew that famine was coming. He could have had faith that the Most High would deliver him. But no, what did he have to do? He had to prepare and to save lives. And that's how it's done. So when a warning comes, you trust in the Most High, no question about that. But you also take preparation for things that are yet to come. And there are things that are coming to this land because of the wickedness that they perpetrated upon the children of Israel, and for the wickedness that they perpetrate around the world. All these things are prophesied. So we need to take heed. We are living now in the day of the judgment of the nations. And the Most High is going to judge many of our people for the things that we are doing, like worshiping other deities except him, or putting someone along with him, or worshiping someone besides him. These things are an abomination to the Most High, and people will pay for that. This is serious. This is not a joke. For those of my Christian brothers and sisters who are in the churches doing various things, we can't play church. This is not about playing with God, with the Most High, because he is not mocked. And many people are going to find out that we're living in some trying times, and many people shall perish, according to the scriptures. How do we protect ourselves against these things? It brings to mind the book of Psalms 91, the 91st chapter. He that abideth in the secret place of the Most High shall go. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And that's talking about a person who puts his trust in the Most High fully. That doesn't mean trust in the Most High fully and not do anything, you see. But put your trust in the Most High and rely on him to guide you, shield you, and protect you. This is what the Most High does. Yes, we're going to need the Most High, because we're going into a time of great destruction for many people. And being that we are here in their land, we're going to encounter many things if we're not prepared and trust in Yah. Let me show you something. In the book of Yahowah, the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, and the 7th verse, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. but he shall be saved out of it. Now, what is this talking about? This is talking about something that's going to take place on the earth that's going to have an effect on the children of Israel as well. Although it may not be directly involving them, but being that they are scattered abroad as we are going to incur a lot of the trials that the nations are going to incur, unless we put our trust in the Most High and prepare. You see, I'm going to show you some things to give you an idea as to what this is talking about. Alas, for that day is great. What day is the Most High talking about? And that'll even be a time of trouble for Jacob. Let me show you some things that may give you an idea of where we're going as a nation that we're in the United States of America, and various things that's happening around the world. You'll get a better idea. And don't take this information for granted. This is real.
In the last 24 hours, Iran's supreme leader threatens Israel and the United States with a crushing response over the Israeli attack, as we're hearing that Iran has now threatened the United States directly in the last 24 hours. Now, this comes as we're seeing the adversaries of the United States beginning to unify. Take a look. We saw Iran and Russia. They are closing in on a deal as Tehran threatens revenge against Israel. And now also, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest articles and video footage coming out on this, that the supreme leader of Iran has threatened the United States directly. And take a look. Here's another article that says America's foes are uniting. Its friends should too. The United States, should they also unify with their allies, as we're seeing our adversaries, China, Iran, Russia, North Korea, unifying in their efforts against the United States and their allies. And take a look at this coming out also today. Russia's Medvedev warns the United States.
One might say, well, what does this have to do with me? Well, it has everything to do with us as a people, because if you are living in any country of the diaspora, it affects you. And for those of us who in the Northern Hemisphere here, in the United Snakes, as I call them, of America, this directly affects you because you're here. So whatever they get, you're going to feel it. It's going to affect you. But look at what the Most High says to his servants who trust in him and are obedient to his laws, statutes, and commandments. In the book of Yeshayahu, the book of Isaiah, the 43rd chapter, in the 2nd verse, it says, "When thou pass through the water, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overthrow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee." See, this is a reassurance that the Most High has given to the children of Israel, that this particular chapter and verse deals with difficult times, you see, and the Most High is letting you know that he's going to be with you. No matter whatever is going on, he's going to protect you and be with you. He also reassured us that the person that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So as you see in Psalms 91, this is a reassurance for the true believers and the true people and the people who actually are obedient to the Most High. We have work to do, brothers and sisters. This is not a game. This is not an ego trip. This is not about showing how much one knows. You know, this is not about Bible boxing and going back and forth with each other. It's time for us to really buckle down. And to including myself, I'm not speaking excluding myself. We have to really buckle down and come together and worship Yah and Yah alone. Now that's going to be a difficult challenge, because I know that there are other entities out there that speak against that idea. But the Most High says he will correct us in measure. But in the meantime, individually, we have to get closer to the Most High and prepare Prepare is not a lack of faith, brothers and sisters. There are things we're going to have to do to protect ourselves. Okay, for when things go bad. What am I talking about? Let me show you.
And there is a lot coming out across the headlines as we're hearing about nuclear war, World War III attack plans that are being drafted up right now as the United States and NATO are saying that they are preparing for nuclear strike attacks against them coming from Russia and China. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest headlines so that way you can see it for yourself. But take a look here. We're hearing today Russian President Vladimir Putin coming out and saying we reserve the right to use nuclear weapons in case of aggression against Russia. Here's another one coming out. You can see him actually speaking today. Putin threatens with a nuclear strike. Russia may consider using nuclear weapons once there is a reliable information about a massive launch of missiles and UAVs crossing the border, says Putin. Aggression against Russia by a non-nuclear state together with the nuclear state, he said, could also be attacked. Here's a headline coming out from CNN. And if I just backtrack a little bit here, you can see all the headlines that have been coming out on this. Putin proposes broader criteria for using nuclear arms.
Now, are we on the brink of World War III?
I think we're the closest that we've ever been. And, you know, Joe, this won't be a regular war. This is not going to be, as I say, army tanks running back and forth, shooting each other. These are weapons of mass destruction, the likes of which nobody's ever seen. I've seen them. And this is obliteration. This is not a world war like we are used to. World War I, World War II were terrible, horrible. This is so much bigger than that. This is, you know, like annihilation.
What American city is most likely to be hit by a nuke, according to ChatGPT, based on military importance, economic significance, and population density? Number 15 is San Diego, California. Number 14 is Detroit, Michigan. Number 13 takes us to Boston, Massachusetts. At number 12 is Seattle, Washington. Number 11 is the mile-high city, Denver, Colorado. Coming in at number 10 is Atlanta, Georgia. Number 9 is Miami, Florida. At number 8 is Dallas, Texas. Number 7 takes us to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Number 6 is San Francisco, California. At number 5 we have Screwston, aka H-Town, aka Houston, Texas. Number 4 takes us to Chicago, Illinois. Number 3 is Los Angeles, California. Coming in at number 2 is New York City, New York. And finally, at number 1, we have Washington, D.C.
So in light of the situations that are taking place around the world, and that it's also taking place here on a smaller level, but soon to be a great level, for those of us who are not considering leaving this country and going elsewhere to get out of the areas of danger, the imminent danger, you see, common sense tells you, if you hear a forecast that it's going to rain, common sense would tell you to take an umbrella, you see? So we're getting a forecast now of where this country is going, where the world is going, but I'm speaking specifically about the United States. If we get a forecast that this place is in imminent danger, wouldn't common sense kick in and say, listen, I better get out of this place? That's where my mind led me, and I'm making preparations in that direction. But for those of us who are not planning on leaving, or who may not be able to leave the country for whatever the reasons are, we really have to get serious. Either way, we have to really get serious. But for the people who are here, they really have to prepare. You have to have food stocked up, if possible, you know, and that's going to be for a short time because you may not be able to stay there very long. You may have to leave your residence. So you have to be prepared for that too. There's going to be a lot of things happening in this place, brothers and sisters, that you cannot even imagine because we are not accustomed to dealing with things of this nature. You see, but the time is here, and it's going to get imminently worse. So trust in the Most High, and don't turn away your ear from hearing His Torah. Because if you do that, and you don't adhere to what the Most High God is telling you, and this is for my Christian brothers and sisters too, who are taught they don't have to keep the law, that's a lie. The Most High never changes. He told us to remember the laws of Moses, my servant, even the statutes and ordinances that he commanded us. We have to keep those things today. You see? And if you don't, you can do all the praying you want to do, because the Most High says he won't even hear you about those prayers. So take note, brothers and sisters. Things are getting critical. The Most High's hand is in the earth. The things that are happening now were prophesied. You couldn't probably visualize how it would play out, but it's playing out right in front of our eyes. So brothers and sisters, whatever games we're playing, whatever things in our lives that are not conducive to us and are not in compliance with the Most High's law, we have to get rid of it, regardless of what it is. Speaking of myself included. The time is now, brothers and sisters.
The Lord had shown me that we are going to be attacked by Russia. First, it's China, Russia, and North Korea, and something to do with Iran. And I had this dream in 2018. I've had several dreams about the Lord judging us. God told me America would burn. It's in my old videos if you go back and look at it. And before that, the Lord had shown me that we're attacked and where the missiles hit. First, they're going to EMP the United States, and then the power's going to go off, and the rest of the world is going to get to see a limited nuclear exchange between Russia and the United States. China's involved, and North Korea too. I don't know how it works, but anyway, I saw the cities. Manhattan is hit and obliterated. The Capitol is hit near the Capitol building itself. The Washington Monument, all that stuff, the monument's damaged and leaning from the blast. And I made a video about this too, and I went into detail about it. And also one hit in central Florida, one hit central United States near Chicago, one hit Los Angeles, one hit San Francisco. Might be more than one, but there was one I saw definitely hit San Francisco, and then another one hit in up in Washington State near Seattle, and that big port up there is where the other one I saw. You should have food and water and some instructions.
Stay far away from these places if World War III ever happens. First on the list is Honolulu, Hawaii. The reason why I would stay away from Honolulu is if a war ever broke out is because of the many military bases. One of these being Pearl Harbor, which is very important and is the headquarters of the US Pacific Fleet. Hawaii is located far away from other US states, which could potentially cause problems if other countries decide to invade. This is because troops on the mainland might find it difficult to reach Hawaii before it's too late. Secondly, Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk is a very active area for the military, home to the world's largest naval station and the Pentagon, two of the most recognizable military buildings in the US and the world. Norfolk has direct access to the Atlantic Ocean. This could be bad because it leaves the whole state of Virginia open to attacks from Europe and other countries nearby. The high population could also lead to more civilians being injured in the event of an attack. Lastly, Seattle, Washington. Seattle holds many military bases. One of these is called the Naval Base Kitsap, which is one of the US Navy's most important and has the majority of the US Navy's Pacific submarines. This could cause problems if a war ever broke out because other countries could want to get rid of these bases and submarines so that they can't be used against them, possibly leading to destruction and civilians being hurt. Save this video and share it with a friend to see what they think.
Today is January the 1st, 2025, and we have developing news and confirmation on what is now being confirmed as attacks around the nation, as we have additional confirmation coming out with the attack that unfolded in New Orleans that is now tied to Houston, and we had FBI warnings coming out in Houston regarding certain things that could potentially be unfolding in the city of Houston. Arrests have now been made. I'm going to share with you the video footage. In addition to that, trying to see if that is tied to what happened in Las Vegas, as there was a Cybertruck explosion in front of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas. Now we have received confirmation that was an attack. It was not a battery that just exploded. This was a detonation, we're hearing, with a detonation device, gasoline, fireworks, an assortment of different things. This was an actual attack. Now, at this moment, we're also hearing there is a hostage situation taking place in the streets of Las Vegas right now as well. And also, we are hearing in the last 24 hours, it's being reported that the largest cache of homemade explosive devices, over 150, were found in a home in Virginia as well. And so there is a lot going on. We're hearing confirmation that right now it appears that the warnings that we have received for years now from the FBI about sleeper cell attacks, they are waking up, and attacks are taking place right now, January 1st, 2025, here on U.S. soil. And the question is raised, is there more to come? In fact, I'm going to be sharing with you some video footage that has just come out as a reporter has come out and said, are we safe in the coming days or tonight? Are there going to be more attacks? And you're going to be seeing the footage as it says, I just can't answer that. I can, but I won't answer that question right now, as it appears that cities around the nation are under the threat of attacks, and there are bombs basically all over the nation right now. Some pretty incredible news coming out in the last 24 hours. Now, as we heard, Russia had requested a meeting with the United States, and what we're hearing is that that meeting has taken place, and there are now warnings of prepare for nuclear war that are coming out from other nations as well. Now, this comes, as I mentioned, U.S. and Russia, their defense chiefs. They had an opportunity to speak amid the rising tensions currently taking place. These articles are all linked for you in the description, so you can see them for yourself. I cite all the sources, and what we're hearing is that meeting, it did not go so well. As a matter of fact, in the last 24 hours after what has unfolded, we're now hearing that Russian President Vladimir Putin is sparking major World War III fears as diplomats are warning the United States Russia is prepared to use nuclear weapons. And now this warning is actually coming out from Turkey now. There are various nations. Now, I just shared with you yesterday, North Korea saying, prepare for nuclear war, U.S. Russia is ready to go. And North Korea is saying that they are by their side. Turkey now coming out with a warning to the United States that what has unfolded with the meetings that took place, I'm going to share with you the details. They didn't go so well, and they're saying prepare for nuclear war. Now, in addition to that, the president of Turkey, as I mentioned, we've got more on Turkey as well. So Turkey warning the United States. Turkey also coming out with an announcement today, and the announcement is that Turkey stands with Lebanon in light of the tensions with Israel.
Are you going to take where I'm from by force? No. So I will not tell you where I'm from.
So these are the people that that are breaking into your country, folks.
You asked me, I answered you. What he says.
That's amazing. These are the people right here. That kind of attitude.
Let me educate
use
you.
it as a weapon. I'm not
It's
afraid. I'm so afraid.
a tripod to hold
I
the
need to protect my
camera.
family.
So you see, there you go. Violence. So there you go. Next.
These are the people that are coming
You guys
in.
are the ones laughing. You didn't know violence.
Very easy to find my face, by the way. If you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am.
If Americans are wondering if they're safe from the kind of attack Hamas carried out against Israel, terrorism experts say the answer is not encouraging. Former FBI Special Agent Eric Karen.
We have over 1,000 joint terrorism task force cases going on here in America today relating to Muslim extremists.
So far this year, authorities have caught 151 people on the FBI's terrorism watch list, trying to illegally enter the U.S. through the southern border. That's 50 times higher than 2 years ago. Most are coming through Panama's Darien Gap, where journalist Michael Yan says he's seeing 3,000 to 5,000 migrants pass through every day on their way to the U.S.
I see a lot of Chinese coming through. Most of the people you see coming through are military engagements of any sort, right? I see Afghans coming in by the thousands. I've had people come through that say they're from Gaza.
CBN News correspondent Chuck Holton has also reported from the Darien Gap and says he has no doubt dangerous persons are headed for the U.S. border.
I interviewed a guy from Afghanistan. We found many people from Somalia and Yemen. We found people from Syria, Iran. We have seen people coming through.
Former Agent Karen is especially concerned about America's ports, where Customs and Border Protection is supposed to scan every incoming container for radiation, but physically inspects only 3%.
We have 328 ports of entry into America. They all have to be secure, and many of them are soft.
Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy warned this week that what happened in Israel could happen here. McCarthy said, "We should wake up ourselves. We could have the same thing happen next week to us. Our intel is never perfect, and we've got a wide open border."
The idea that they don't want to attack us again like a 9/11, but even bigger, is foolish. They want to attack us. They want to destroy America.
Under questioning by FBI agents, New Yorker Ali Karani admitted in 2017 to being a member of something called Unit 910. It's the Black Ops unit of Hezbollah, controlled by Iran. Karani told agents he was scouting targets in New York City. He's now in prison. Another Unit 910 member in prison this year, New Jersey resident Alexei alias Alex Saab, had also scouted potential targets around New York City. While the exact number of Hamas and Hezbollah sleeper cells operating within the United States is not known, a comprehensive study by George Washington University last year found the most Hezbollah activity in Michigan, New York, North Carolina, and California.
Oh, you're going to want to stick around for this one. You know that Muslim migrant that's going viral right now for the disturbing comments he made towards the reporter? Well, I was able to locate some disturbing facts about who this gentleman truly is. Check this out.
But soon you're gonna know who I am.
His name is Mafsam Samadov.
The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
And he's here for a purpose, and I'm about to show you what. Mafsam Samadov is a leader of a Muslim group called Azerbaijani Islamic Party, and he just got out for serving 12 years in prison for trying to overthrow a government. I was able to locate some disturbing details on a government website of his arrest record. He served 12 years in prison and he was sentenced on October 7, 2011 and was released on January 19, 2023. And his charges were arms trafficking, illicit use of weapons, and conspiracy to commit treason and terrorism. Samadov was charged with preparing a crime, preparing terrorism committed on preliminary arraignment by a group of persons by organized group of criminal community, preparing terrorism committed with application of firearms or subject used as a weapon, illegally purchasing, transferring, selling, storing, transporting, and carrying weapons. What is he doing here? Look who they're letting in our border and how many have gone undetected. Share this video and let me know in the comment section what you think about this open border crisis.
So with all the things that we see going on in the world today, if that doesn't tell you that it's time to get closer to the Creator than ever, I wouldn't know what to say to you if you don't get that. It's very prevalent. We are living in the last days as we know it. So get closer to your Maker. Put your trust in Yah. Be obedient as you can. And if it's possible, you may want to try to get out of the area where a lot of the damage is going to be done. So I'm not trying to shove anything down anybody's throat. I'm just giving you a heads up. And this video is not designed to scare, it's to make one aware. And it's not designed to make a person frightened, but to enlighten. Because if you're walking close to Yah and you see what's going on, and you put your trust in Yah, He's going to guide you on what to do, where to go, and how to move. Give all thanks and praises to the Most High, for He's worthy of all thanks and praise. I hope you've gotten some out of this video. Shalom.